Hey everybody, I'm Marcus Graves, and in this video we're going to break down the dance sequence that takes place in Legion, Season 2, Episode 1, entitled Chapter 9. I don't know how people are reacting to this scene at this particular moment, however, because it is such an unorthodox scene, I can certainly imagine. So this video is to explain what its purpose in the story seems to be. It's a fight sequence.
What are you hiding?
It begins with a standoff and a stare down between the combatants, David, Oliver, and Shadow King. As for the outside dancers, they have no autonomy. They are ornaments and devices to reveal more about the characters. Notice, King never breaks eye contact with David. Oliver is simply a man caught in the middle of a war between David and King. King has no real interest in him. King is vengeful against Professor X. Excuse me. King is vengeful against David's father and David himself for defeating him. As the battle begins, David demonstrates his power in forcing his partners down to the ground. He does the same later when he pushes them away. But his movements are limited and are more akin to gestures than fluid movement or fluid dancing. David also displays his relational characteristics when he grabs for his partners and pulls them up to him. David is the only participant in this battle who has people he actively defends and works alongside of instead of isolating himself. Notice later, however, he also forces a few of them back down. Could this be a foreshadowing of him having to subdue or rid himself of some of his team? Oliver's dancing also has an emphasis on power, but at the beginning, his movements are also expressive and almost interpretive. It's been conveyed previously that Oliver is creative and also has an affinity towards the avant-garde, the counterculture, and unorthodox and unconventional things. Now notice while David's movements were more gestures as opposed to dancing, Oliver's movements are more fluid. King, however, is the most fluid of them all. This may be indicative of their different skill levels. David is just beginning to learn how to utilize and control his abilities. Oliver has lived with them for some time and is more nuanced, but King has lived a very long while with his powers and has more experience, skill, and technique with how he utilizes his abilities. Hence, his dancing has an emphasis on fluidity. It's also seductive. Just like when he lived within David's body and trapped him within his own mind with visions and illusions to keep him in control, the dog King, the angry little boy, etc. King employs tactics that draw his opponents in and destroys them from the inside while they remain blissfully unaware of the situation. At the end of this battle, all of their power comes to bear, and they attack each other all out. This is visually conveyed as light breaking the darkness of the surroundings around them, and a rush of air coming at them, the power they are experiencing from their opponent. King uses a cheeky leg kick, while Oliver and David use aggressive and straightforward motions. As the three participants fully release their telepathic power against one another, the sequence ends, and the winner remains inconclusive. Now the question may be asked, did the fight even take place? We find out later that David hasn't yet returned and he is trapped in his own mind. A delusion. Whether the fight was a delusion or not is inconsequential because 1, it's an inevitable fight to begin with. Eventually, these three will come to blows in some way, shape, or form. 2, and most importantly, it doesn't subtract from the story being told about the characters, their skills, or the tactics that they're willing to employ against each other. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for other reactions and breakdowns, my short films, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.